Academics can't ride no wave.
1,500 people up in here strong. Thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate that. All right. Okay. I guess it's time for us to get into some of the obvious melee and fuckery. Not a story that I'm particularly fond of, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not fond of it. But Boston Richey and Tatiana, they're going through their drama currently. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm not fond of the story. For much more than the obvious, there's some nastiness involved. It has many implications, which we'll get into all of those. But I'm really not fond of stories where people who are in personal relationships end up at a certain point start bringing us all in the group chat when previously they used to act like everything was cool or they used to be flexing on everybody. I don't like exposed culture. Okay? Now, granted, there's going to be some people that say, well, some people couldn't speak up when they were in relationships. And that too, I also believe. But we also do have to realize what exposed culture normally is not looking for justice. It's usually looking to hurt someone or looking for some type of retribution. And we do have to make that distinction because some of y'all might be like, who cares? Well, you have to make that distinction when the ultimate goal is trying to weaponize people to cancel someone versus actually highlighting that someone has done wrong and then looking for justice, maybe through crowdfunding support or lack thereof. Right? Because in some of these cases, we're like, well, if these other circumstances didn't happen, would we have known about this or not? Also, I still believe that in cases of domestic violence or even worse things, I wish the level of exposés were done at the police station, not on social media. What is DJ Akademiks and the chat niggas gonna do? You get what I'm saying? So oftentimes it feels like the goal is to embarrass, not the goal is to imprison. But nevertheless, let's get into it. If you guys don't know Boston Richey, a Floridian rapper, he dated a girl named Tatiana Chanel. Okay? There's always been, and I have to explain the dynamic for you to get the story. There's always been this thing about them, two things in particular. And this is where, like, even now, in me processing what's happened or the new information, I'm like, Supposedly, this young woman was either met or dated Boston Richey before she was 18. I'll Google how old he is. He's 29, and I believe they've been together for around like 3 years or so. 3 or 4 years. So when he was like 25, 26, supposedly he meets her and she's like 17 or 16. I don't know. Something we clearly don't approve of if this is true. We don't have much info about all the details except what she's saying. He's kind of like, he's doing the rapper thing. Man, Shorty is, she's salty. I don't need to, indulge in the back and forth explaining shit. So suppose he starts dealing with her. Now, this wasn't a secret. This is not David and Celeste. And this is why when, there's an outrage machine now saying, and by the way, she partially is even calling upon people to say, hey, you guys need to galvanize now and not support this guy or kind of cancel him because this whole relationship was wrong. And no one would sit here and defend a 26-year-old dating a 17 or 16-year-old. I don't think no one will do that, right? However, this is where sometimes, and I've said this before about them, sometimes I just mind my motherfucking business. I'm going to tell you why. When we all know how the Shade Room audience is. They love baby mamas. They love girlfriends. They try to see themselves in a woman who's with a successful man. When these two were together, the gals off the Shade Room and all these women, platforms, they love the fact that, Boston Richey, who's supposedly a known trick, was spending incessantly, buying her this, buying her cars, jewelry, spoiling this young girl with a afterthought of, well, how old is she? And that's why I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I just want to mind my business. You know why? Because at that moment, there was a bunch of scallywags in love with how she was being treated, as opposed to being outraged about how old she was or the nature of their relationship. And that seems to be the case in a lot of situations. No one has a problem with the guy when they're all posting the Birkin bags, the Louis bags, the Chanel bags, the new cars. It's all about, yeah, that's goals. But once the gifts stop, then we start talking about real shit. And I kind of look at those crowd of people and I'm like, I don't know if you guys really do care about the idea of grown men getting with little girls. Because when they're buying them Birkin bags and buying them this and buying them that, y'all don't seem to really say nothing. So that to me is a little odd, right? They were seen as one of the, like, you know how Ari gets online and basically tells us that Moneybag Yo is a trick for her? You get what I'm saying? And like the girls love it because they're like, yeah, girl, spend that money. Yeah, girl, get that bag. They did it with her. They do it with all these like popular influencer women. But trouble in paradise came quickly. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. I want to let you know, I've never met Miss Tatiana Chanel. I have met Boston Richey. I think he is an amazing artist. I don't know how he deals with women. I can't vouch. I don't know. Okay? Every time I've dealt with him, he's been super respectful. But I can't say that means none of these things could be true. Trouble did happen in paradise when a video erupted or kind of came on social media that showed a heated altercation with supposedly, which showed supposedly him snatching his phone from her and like kind of shouting at her or something of the sort.
Oh. What the hell, Bert? That's Shorty?
And him screaming on her in front of other people.
That's the little young joint?
Okay. Now, I'll also be very honest and transparent. I remember because he eventually got locked up for something of the sort where they claimed that he had choked her. And when I spoke to him and spoke to his team, this is what they told me. And I'll be very honest. I remember hearing that and I say, you know what? This is further reason to mind my business. They basically said, hey, listen, this is the nature of these people's relationship. You have this young girl who's exposed to this lifestyle. It's addictive, but she thinks she could be controlling. You have this rapper who he wants to indulge with other women or whatever the case is. They're getting into these arguments and she always wants to be around. He'll go somewhere. She'll just pop up. And eventually they kind of get into heated arguments, right? That's how they describe it to me, right? So I said, well, there's been allegations now of abuse. And they're like, no, that's not what's really happening. I'm telling you what they told me. They said, well, they're like, listen, whether you're going to believe it or not, this is how their relationship has been. It's been like it's a 2026 norm, toxic shit, which means they fight, they argue, security or whoever has to separate them, and then they're both sleeping in the same bed fucking 2 hours later. She disses him online, he cusses her out, and then they're back together fucking same night. So this idea of she's being abused, she'll post something, They'll go to do a show. She'll show up. They'll kick her out because they're like, yo, stop following this nigga around. But then he ends up later that night. They back together. It's one of those things where like, it's toxic shit. You get what I'm saying? Now, I usually exit the group chat on the toxic shit because usually it's both ways. They're both doing all type of shit. And for you to give actual opinion on who's doing what, it becomes too messy. And also the person don't want to leave. The person don't want to leave. So that was their explanation. And I remember he had gotten locked up and they literally said she went to the police and said some stuff and he got locked up and she's back home waiting for him to get released. And I don't know if y'all know one of those, the girl that will get you locked up, but she goes to pick you up, or the girl that will, say whatever, but she's still here when you get out. She basically, so once I heard that, I was like, okay, this is messy shit. I don't want to get involved. Okay? Supposedly, she was down to do whatever to make sure charges got dropped. And then supposedly after she realized that he might not want to be with her anymore, she then takes that type of understanding to say, well, pay me and I'll retract my statements. And then that got into extortion because supposedly she was down to tell the cops. I think his sister or someone released messages where she's texting him to say, hey, if you want to not go to jail, give me that bread. And you give me that bread, I won't say X, Y, and Z, and you won't go to jail. Again, these are the things that tells me stay out the group chat. Because I don't think being a victim should ever have to do with extorting money. That's number one. Now, granted, I haven't heard her side in these things. I haven't. I want to be honest. But when he had gotten locked up, I did speak to his team and I was trying to get an understanding of what the fuck is going on. Because I was telling them, and I'm not no stranger to a toxic relationship. I said, I think Boston Richey is really talented. But I think whatever little love triangle or whatever thing he got going on with this young woman is going to ruin his career because it went quickly from being a good look. Like these rappers, no disrespect, they get with these young women and they instantly realize it's an uptick. This is why you have that delusional girl from the UK saying Meg Thee Stallion or like Nene Leakes is more popular than an NBA player because women's attention, let me tell you this, India Love, there's more females who love India Love than love Dirk. And India Love is just the girlfriend of Dirk. Women love who holds the placeholder of the significant other more than the celebrity. Honestly. So Boston Richey, who came off of people calling him a snitch, Future doesn't want to be seen around him. Like the game is trying to ostracize him. He starts to make really good music. He turns to a really interesting pivot. Which, by the way, let me tell you this. Like, I'm giving y'all the cheat code. And yes, Lil Baby gonna catch some shots right here too. Anytime the streets or music starts rejecting a rapper talking tough, the ultimate pivot, like, you know what Young Thug needs to do? He needs to do what Baby's doing. Lil Baby can't make a song we believe to save his life because he's riding around with his hand on Young Thug's thigh. We're not believing it no more. Okay? You're from Atlanta. We're not believing that. Okay? However, making overt trick music or get ready with me music, which is only aimed for like the girlies, that does work. Like it's working for Baby right now. Baby's cold as ice, making a record that non-girls on TikTok would listen to. But the girls on TikTok, they're listening to Miss Trendsetter. I ain't gonna lie. I think Young Thug needs to do that too. Because we don't want to hear like this other shit from Thug, we don't want to hear. But back to Boston Richey, that's what he did. Boston Richey went from making songs like Bullseye, Keep Dissing, those were fire street records. You know how after the Stitching shit, how he popped back off? And by the way, Gunna did that too. We gonna fuck tonight. Fuck you mean. Obviously he was already in that lane. Gunna was kind of already in that lane. But I'm telling y'all, I just gave y'all the remedy for all y'all niggas who y'all face card in the streets is not good, or people don't want to hear street music from y'all, or y'all just can't make a hot song like Let Bebe. You gotta make Get Ready With Me music. I'm telling you, it worked for all the people who made the pivot. Just give up on your gangster career. It's over. We don't want to hear you talking about you spinning blocks. It's over. You need to make some songs that when chicks is putting on their contour mascara, it could get lit. So what happened with Boston Richey, the whole game is ostracizing him. Get him out of here. He's a rat. He comes with the thing that people can't deny. He gets this girlfriend. He starts buying her a bunch of shit. And he makes a song that says, I want to get my life together, leave these hoes alone. He makes a record that's basically for the women. Can you help me? Do you love me? Can you trust me? And in the record, he's talking that trick game. I'm telling you. So it works. It works. And he realizes his career is going to be okay. Maybe he can't be rapping like he's still going to rap like a thug or like he's a gangster, but he realizes what's going to work is these songs that is like a street nigga catering to his girl. That's the lane. Street nigga who loves his girl, who tricking on his girl. And this young woman is the physical representation. So everybody who supports her or supports their relationship is now giving him a chance, while a lot of the guys, when they, if you listen to gangster music or some shit, you might be like, man, they're still looking at him saying he has a dirty face card in the streets. So this chick is getting super popular, and they start to fight this and third. And eventually, Boston Richey gets locked up for this incident. And supposedly she makes a report to the police station saying that he choked her 50 times in one night. She claims she was pregnant, and he gets arrested. Now, he was already out on bond. And, from the conversation I had with him and his team before, I think they took it really serious because, a lot of times when you're in a toxic relationship, you're going back and forth. And then usually when most sensible people cut it off is when you realize that no matter, even if you have some toxic love with the person, this person is going to kill your career. Boston Richey had a bunch of shows that he was doing. And when he got locked up as a violation of bond, from what his girlfriend said, from what I heard, she was still around. Like she's still, because she had gotten a car. Like, so she's still around. But I think he started realizing at that moment, this toxic love is going to cost you your career. You lost so much money because you're now in jail. You can't perform. And, this is like a rule of thumb for most guys. Once she puts you in jail, it's over. The moment you go to jail and a woman going to jail is nothing, because nobody gives a fuck about a woman's criminal history. But a man going to jail, you're now an abuser for life. So I think he probably realized that his career is just not going to prosper with her, and he made the decision to not be with her at all. And this whole toxic cycle ended supposedly after like 3 years. He just got out of jail not too long ago, and it's been clear that they're not together. By the way, she's came out and let people know she's not with him. And the confusing part, and that's why I keep saying I'm staying out the group chat, is that she goes on record and she says, I never even loved him. I just love the stuff he bought me. And I thought that was crazy. But listen to this. She did a live stream and you got to hear some of the stuff she said. Where is it? She basically admits that she stayed with him for gifts. Where is it at? Okay. Don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Okay. It's an old clip. If I can't find it, we're just gonna get onto the new stuff. But she was on Twitch, I believe. Okay, can I find it? I guess probably not. I could probably find it quicker on social media. But this was his demeanor.
Oh, fuck, I'm gonna go pray. Go see the Lord. Bitch, my bitch might see a Bible and bitch, I'm about to here. Go buy the Bible, ho. Get the Bible. Never know what I gotta spend the money on. My homeboy, that trick, he right here. He said he looking forward to it too. He said he ain't tricked on a while. He ain't got no pussy in a while. So he said he might spend a 10 just to lick it. He said
nigga 15 ball just to fuck on the dime.
So remember, the street niggas were calling him a rat. So they didn't want to hear from him. But the women loved him because women love nothing more than a man who's basically saying, I want to give you all my money. So he realized this trick aspect is the thing that's kind of bringing him back. Oh, I'm a trick. Oh, he's got the money out. Yo, who wants this money? Yo, I'm gonna just give my girl some money to buy whatever. And girls will get moist to this, like, oh my God, I need a guy like this.
Yeah. Say, oh God.
My nigga said he'll give her a 10 just to lick it. He's so desperate. He said he desperate. He said it been a while since he even felt a woman touch. Nigga like he just got out of jail.
Now, okay. So, yeah, I can't. Oh, shit. All right, there's a lot of. Okay. There's so much new stuff that I can't. Oh, this is
the biggest heartbreak. How long was that long relationship? Like 2.5 years. No, Tati, I don't know how you did that hard time, baby. I can't pass 2.5.
I don't
like,
know.
2.5.
I don't even think I made it past 2.5. But like I said, I was just there. When you have a plan, you execute that plan.
You was like,
and the plan was, let's extract as much money from this fuck nigga as I could. Like, you know what I mean? Which, you know, I hate to laugh at it, but it kind of shows that women, like, this idea, women love tricks, but don't respect them.
like Charles bitching I ever met black woman.
I was just
Christina.
there.
I was
just there.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I feel that.
I don't know.
So then
I feel like time
what
flies.
kept you in that relationship then?
I put you never change. I put baguettes around your neck.
So she said, what keeps you in that relationship? She said, fucking jewelry, the bags, fuck it, right?
You never change. I put baguettes around your neck. I'm a BB every chain. Fuck are you talking about?
Relationship.
Okay, so that kind of crystallized exactly what their relationship was. Anyway, so they haven't been together for a while. Boston Richey's been out for like a couple months now, and it appears that he dropped a new song, and this got everything going crazy again because this new song she believes is dissing her. Now, the name of this new song is "Bitch You Weird." Okay. And by the way, while I'm covering this story, I want to give a warning, but I'm going to send this to No Cap directly. No cap. This is your future with Samaya. Those, like these type of women, they're all the same. And I'm not trying to demonize them, but they're going to use the same angles. Tati's now coming out to say, oh, I was young. Samaya's going to say she was young too, bro. Okay? She's going to say basically the same language. If you don't either give her whatever she wants or whatever you've been doing with her behind closed doors is coming to light someday. All right? Trust and believe. So no cap. Just take note. Take note. You're probably next up. All right? No disrespect. I love you, but still, it is what it is. So Boston Richey drops his song. It's called Bitch You Weird. And he's kind of dissing her a little bit. Well, not even a little bit, a lot of it. Let me actually pull up the lyrics. And this was set her off, okay? He's talking about her. He says, at a hotel with them females, lying, told a bitch I was with the bros. I'm a rich nigga, came to post. I'm checking in with real life, trapping loads. You hoe, I ain't got a cap. If you know, you know. You want to fuck shit, I suppose. If you want to leave, then you could go. Said, bitch, I hate your fucking guts. I said it's forever us. So many nights I was full of lust. I feel the real deal when I bust. And truth be told, I was only sticking with you when I was out on bond. You see what I did the same day? I beat my trap. I done did the run. Ran to another bitch house. Back to another bitch mouth. Fucking a bitch all on the couch, and that bitch got a big ass house. I ain't gotta get kicked out cause I done got some grown shit. Even if she do, I ain't tricking cause I'm a known trick. I'ma just go get another bitch, and I don't give a fuck if that pussy hit. I'll never ever love a bitch or cuff a bitch or trust a bitch, put a little bitch on some hustler shit just for her to think that she bigger than me. Ooh, that's another thing too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I keep hearing a lot of these young women who turn into influencers because they got a bigger female audience than these guys. They do think they're richer than you. Like they start selling their waist trainers and their fucking body by whatever, and yeah, you can't sell albums. They could sell fucking tight spandex booty shorts. Like, so yes, they quickly believe that they're the program. All right. He says, put a little bitch on some hustler shit just for her to think that she bigger than you. And this kind of highlights some of the problems that is being faced, though. Well, you're trying to control this young woman with a power dynamic, right? So now when she feels she's bossed up, the dynamic changes. So who you thought you were dealing with, you're not dealing with that no more. So I'm the first nigga that'll pipe her up, your car, your house. Little bitch is green. Okay. All right. Says, hey, shit done made me mad. Want to go to your condo and straight up spaz, but I ain't trying to go to jail. So I'm going to hit the trap and beat the bags. I was in love. I was spending my last. And you was outside acting bad. So he's saying she was a hoe. Truth be told, I'm ready to fire. Mama say go pray you because you can't crash. Slowed up on them shows because we be arguing when I'm on the road. So he's saying she was affecting his money. Which, by the way, every toxic relationship affects your bread. That's a fact. Right? Shit, I think even Meg Thee Stallion was affecting Klay Thompson's bread. Nigga can't make a free throw. Getting stressed out at the crib. So I can't love you no more because truth be told, you done broke the code. I was tripping on you. Bitch, I was eating the ass and eating the toes. Holy. I was cheating right after my shows. I can't even lie. I was with them hoes. Okay, so I don't know if this is that much of a diss song, but, I guess verse 2 is a little bit dissing, right? Anyway, Mrs. Tatiana Chanel, she did not like that. She hit back immediately, and she had said, listen, if you drop that diss song, I'm going to drop these nigga you gay receipts tonight. Call my bluff. The ball's in your court. And she says, you can't leave a nigga in peace. They want to send out your sex tapes and drop diss songs. Let that song drop tonight. The whole world gonna know what you like, and it ain't pussy. Now, this is my problem with this. The conversation everybody wants me to comment on is this nigga getting pegged. I'm not in niggas' bedrooms. He might be a bati boy. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. And I got no problem with them. And shit, I've talked to Boston Richey a bunch of times. I don't know. So I'm not going to say none of this lie. But you see where I'm coming back to having my biggest problem? Whether he gay or not shouldn't be the conversation. It should be this idea that he was fucking you or dating you at 16. Like, we're talking about everything but the only thing that really matters. Diddy might have been getting pegged. There's a few other niggas I hear do get pegged. Like, I'm not gonna be honest with you. I hear some of these niggas is freaky. But that's not the thing we should all be talking about. It shouldn't be the mic drop to tell people that he's gay. The mic drop is to be like, hey, listen, I was a child. And that's where I get lost off the plot. Because if your big reveal is to announce he's gay, that's the worst thing in the story? Even if he is? That's a problem to me. Anyway, Boston Richey announced that he was going to drop his music, and he definitely did. And before, she did like a teaser. This was like almost like the Iceman sculpture in her particular case. She says, has the disc been took down yet? Or are we posting these 65 photos of me busted up by you? All different days, by the way. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, I understand she was a child. And that's where I want to keep this conversation on. If she was a child, this is much more that we need to talk about. It's not just about abuse. But I do want to say in general, exposed culture, I'm not a fan of. If you could save 65 photos of 65 times that you got beat up, if then I have to think about that scenario and wonder if that you're just keeping ammo for a rainy day, for the day he doesn't give you what you want or he doesn't give you whatever money you demand of him because he's a trick, it kind of feels like you're trying to weaponize our care, right? That becomes a problem. If you're cataloging over time, him beating you up, you never tell us, you never tell the police, and then as soon as he's like, I'm done, or y'all finally done, now you want to present all the proof. It's like, what are we supposed to do? That's why I usually say keep him out of the group chat. For me, the most pertinent thing here was Boston Richey fucking with her at 16. That's it. If Boston Richey was 25 and she was 16, that is nasty. That's it. This other stuff we're getting, is he gay? Did he get pegged? I don't want to be thinking about a nigga buttocks being spread open and fucking penetrated by a girl with a peginator. What is that shit called? Or a strap? I don't care to know that. I don't care to know that. You know? And I'm going to be honest with you, most women after they end a hurtful breakup, the first two things they say is he has a small penis and he's gay. So this is something we're used to. So I'm not that shocked that much. Yes, she came with some proof. She came with the dildo, the actual receipts, the text messages. Cool. But a nigga's sexuality in 2026, gay or not, is not the thing that's going to make me be like, oh my God. I wouldn't be surprised if half of these niggas. We saw some, chat, I'm not trying to call names, but we seen some of these other gangster rappers. They look like they gay as a $2 bill, man. Half of them was hanging with Diddy. So that wouldn't surprise me. Yes, the abuse is nasty if it's true. But the first thing we should start off with, did he start dating this woman at 16? Then we talk about the abuse. And if you guys still want to talk about shit, I guess you could talk about if he's gay. But in order of importance, I don't want to talk about nigga sexuality when supposedly he may have dated you when you were young and probably beat your ass. But then I got to put it, hold it up and weigh it against, you took 65 pictures of 65 times? That's crazy. Anyway. So, and by the way, another thing that's a little bit concerning, she has a whole fucking folder. It's called proof of abuse. Women who catalog and keep receipts like this, unless they have a criminal case going on with you, are women who are trying to blackmail you at some point. No woman has cataloged. Because here's the thing, we don't condone abuse in any forms. We got to be very clear. Not sticking up for Boston Richey. I know Boston Richey. I do not know this young woman. But we're not co-signing abuse at all. However, I do want to say, I don't know how things went with them. I don't know if it was mutually toxic. Who cares? Still don't think a man should put his hand on a woman. Not saying that's the thing. But if y'all decide to move on or somehow whatever happened and y'all still stay together, I get it. She's a young chick. She's damn near a child. But damn, you're making this decision to either forgive or whatever. Why the hell you still like cataloging all this shit? Right? To me, that seems like, all right, this is my leverage later on. Because I would say you should have put all of them out at the same time when it was happening. But you probably forgave the nigga time and time again, but you saved the receipts. Knowing that at some point you could leverage it to have people go back in the, you know what this tells me? If she has 65 pictures of 65 different times he beat her up, that means she forgave him 66 times. If she has 65 pictures of 65 different times, that means she forgave his ass 66. And I'm looking at that to say, why are we only hearing about one incident? Until now, obviously. Anyway. Someone says you should play the crying voicemails. Oh, apparently this is her mother. So her mother joins the group chat. So her mother is in there like, yo, girl, we live in an interesting culture. I'm trying to be very fair and impartial here. But I want to say, mama, we need to call you to the front of the congregation as well. You possibly need to be investigated. If you're the mother, why do you have your 16-year-old daughter with a 25-year-old rapper? You know, the moment we find out she's a child, we got to look at the parent. You shouldn't be laughing like, yo, play this voicemail. No. Because at that point, y'all just trying to like lavish in the fact that y'all trying to ruin his career. Fuck that. When were you being a parent? David's a piece of shit. He probably deserves a needle. He did all that shit to Celeste, who was underage. He killed her. He had a relationship with her. But the parents, where were y'all at? So to see this young girl who's basically saying she was taken on whatever, abusive trip underage, the mama coming on social media saying, nah, play that other shit. That looks incredibly odd. When did you decide not to be a parent, to overlook your daughter getting traumatized by an older man? How are you in the comments section acting like her girlfriend, egging it on for the expose? She then says this man needs to go to jail where he belongs. Well, he would have been in jail if you, knowing the whereabouts of your 16-year-old daughter, would have made it aware to the cops that there's a strange man who's overage who has my daughter without my consent, because as a parent, I would never send my daughter who's 16 with a 25-year-old man. He would probably be in jail. So this idea if he needs to go to jail, well, you're the one who spared him the first time. You're the one who spared him. And we see this behavior a lot. It even happened in the R. Kelly case. All of the parents who later said, man, this shit was crazy, they all consented to their daughter being around Kelly. They all delivered their daughter to Kelly when Kelly wanted them. But then afterwards, when the money dried up, when they stopped getting some type of benefits, now they're like, this shit was wrong. Well, when did you decide it was wrong? Parents are not being parents. I knew something was wrong already. My mama, if I'm telling, imagine, obviously this never happened, so please don't clip me out of context. Imagine if in my past, I had a Hassan Campbell past, right? Hassan Campbell, if you don't know, is a YouTuber. When he was a child, he was getting vigorously and viciously thigh'd, which means a dude was shoving his penis between his thigh and used as a makeshift butthole and getting fucked. It was a famous rapper. The famous rapper would buy his mama groceries and other things, and his mama was not up on her job of making sure her young son was getting fucked. Imagine later in life, the mama doesn't address that. Hey, listen, like instead of Tati's mom being in the comment section like that, you should see the tremendous failure as a mom you've been. Your daughter is crying out for help to the internet, to the whole world, because she was, quote unquote, taken advantage of when she was 16 on your watch. It was on your watch. It was absolutely on your watch. If Boston Richey deserves a jail cell, y'all should be bunkies. It was on your watch. Parents have to take accountability. If Boston Richey deserves a jail cell, the mama does too, because it was on your watch. What were you doing when you allowed your 16-year-old daughter to go frolicking with a rapper? So this to me is a moot point. So somebody else said, so you thought it was okay? She says, well, he's having me do it. Now, this is also, I got nothing against it. I want to tell you, I'm calling this straight. Right? I'm calling this straight as possible. I am a little bit disturbed that she believes the biggest issue here is that she was fucking him in the butt instead of she was underage. I'm gonna stick on that point. So somebody said, and you thought this was okay. She says, he's been having me do it since I was 17. Somebody says, this all makes sense. She liked this post, by the way. Men who are on the cover are very abusive to the women that they are with because they are suppressing the demons of denying that they like men. By the way, I want to say this is a crock of shit right here. Hey, women. I know in y'all world, and it's kind of interesting because all these women have a gay friend, but when they want to try to shame a guy who doesn't follow their program or who doesn't accept their bullshit, they call him gay. Like, did y'all see the recent, push from everyone who we basically said, after we gave our opinion on Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, for the people who couldn't dispute my point, this is what they all said to me and a couple of men who had the same opinion. Oh, y'all must want to fuck them. Y'all niggas gay. No, shorty. I'm going to stick to the point while you try to do ad hominems. We're happy that Klay Thompson is not with Meg Thee Stallion because we don't believe you whores in society should ever get rewarded with a successful, happy relationship. We think you should be back on the streets. Street meat should never be confused for filet mignon. We don't care how much money you done made. If you done been giving away the pussy like government cheese, you're never supposed to be in a happy relationship. Hoes and happy households do not go together. And when we see some nigga fuck it up and start to make people think that's what's going on, we be hating. You're right. So once we see the natural order of things come back, the chick that her nickname in the industry is Double Cup. 2 of them things. Double cups. 2 cups of Henny. We don't want to see no successful relationship with shorty. I'm sorry to tell you. Because you know why? The rest of you scallywags tell us when we tell y'all we don't want to wife you because you got 30 bodies by the age of 23. We tell you that, yo, hey, all of this, you've been outside, you fucking 10 niggas, 5 of them promoters, 3 scammers. You're not eligible for a relationship. You know what y'all tell us? Look at Klay Thompson. Look at Russell Wilson. Those niggas are not real. So when the natural order of things, people are like, have you seen them like, all the men who are hating on Meg, they want to fuck Klay. What are you talking about? We're just saying you whores only deserve dick and to be left lonely. And the moment y'all get exact, this is what y'all said y'all love anyway. Y'all said y'all love this. Y'all say y'all got wet ass pussy. Y'all got this and that. Y'all fuck all these niggas and y'all having fun. Y'all hot girls. Why ain't y'all? We're happy with it. So when a nigga pump and dump y'all, yeah, we're happy. Let me tell you this. I've never been a guy who's into trains. I'm not into trains. Listen. If blood is rushing to more than one man's phallus and they're in the same room, that's a problem. I don't think it's cool. I'm Jamaican, so I think it's gay to watch porno with your homies. I think it's gay. If you're dicking another man dick in the same room hard, I don't care for what reason, nigga. Gay. I don't like that. That's not my type of wave. This idea that y'all are running a train, I ain't with that. However, there is train culture. So let me say this. The reason why we celebrate Klay finally restoring order to what this shit is that it's like niggas. Let me remove the train part. Everybody know that one chick there was this one girl in college. In a span of a week, I lived in a house with 2 roommates. All of us fucked her on separate nights. My nigga went over there first, he hit it. My other nigga went over there, he hit it. I went over there, I hit it. Yo, you want to know the fourth man? The fourth man went over there, he started taking her serious. Yo, what's up with this nigga? That's why we mad. The hoes, don't fuck up the order. Leave the hoes as the hoes. Don't start trying to turn the hoes into housewives. We were kind of at a party too. Yo, party. Yo, brother. Yo, get your turn and dip, gang. But I get it. He was leveraging, probably trying to be in a relationship with her, because she's a musician. The point is, a Meg Thee Stallion nigga's supposed to beat and dip. You feel what I'm saying? Until she finds a true Russell Wilson, which usually they don't find them type of niggas. Or she just dates a fucking loser. So when we were looking at Klay, we like, damn, bro, you supposed to hit and dip, bro, or at least hit and don't take it too serious. You always tight at the nigga who everybody was fucking doing their thing, and this one nigga, Like, there was this one joke. I can't remember which comedian said it. They're like, yo, I think, anybody remember BT Comedy, Comic View? I remember this joke from back then. There was like, yo, it was like niggas say he's in a train, and he said they all fucking this one bitch. He's like, yo, my man goes, he's fucking. My other man goes, he fucking. My other man goes, he fucking. He's like, yo, you say he's like the fifth in line. He says, this fourth nigga, he go in the room, and he ain't come out in man long. He said, yo, we bust open the door. Now, it wasn't a comedian. I think it was my friends that told me that. He said, yo, this nigga up in the room feeding this bitch grapes. Like, he feeding her grapes. He's sucking on her titties. Every nigga that nutted on her titties, he's sucking on her titties, feeding her grapes. Niggas like, yo, what you doing, bro? What are you doing? Like, yo, we all coming through beating. Like, we all dipping. Like, what you... Nigga up in there feeding the whole grapes. That's the problem. That's the nigga who fuck up the train. That's the nigga who fuck up the community pussy. Shorty's... Yo, you ever see a nigga, like, remove community pussy from, like, the pot? She's a chick that anytime... She's a chick, any random nigga hit her after, like, 3 o'clock, whoever in her phone first, she gonna fuck that night, right? Bet. And then this one fucking simp-ass nigga take her too serious. Now when you hit her at 3 a.m., she like, yo, don't text me no more like after midnight. Huh? What you mean don't text you after midnight? Yo, what? That's why, for all y'all women, and y'all gotta print this and send it to them. For all y'all women who've been trying to call us men gay, for our opinion on Meg Thee Stallion and Clay, let me make it abundantly clear. We don't like when hoes are getting removed from the pool of hoes. And that's what this nigga was trying to do. You ain't turning her into a wife, nigga. She's the 2 cup of Henny, late night special, booty call, press 9. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? And niggas like that fuck up the game for everybody. When a nigga wifes up a hoe, it fucks up the whole game, bro. Fuck up the whole game. Like, in life, this is how men think. We got the good girls, that's the wifeable versions, wifeable chicks. Then we got the straight up hoes. The hoes is for everybody's community pussy. If you catch her one night, that's you. You're not supposed to try to recruit the hoes to the wifey pool. It don't work like that. Once they're in the hoe pool, it's for everybody. You get what I'm saying? It's like a rental bike. Don't take the rental bike home, dummy. It's like a city bike. Are you fucking dumb? Nigga, why you got a city bike at your crib? Nigga, this is community pussy. Fuck is you doing? So for all the chicks who said we were gay for that, no. I'm telling you what it is. We know that what's been said about Shorty is that's community pee. That's community. That's street meat. Y'all leave it over there. Street meat. You feel me? It fucks up the dynamic when y'all trying to bring Shorty over here like she on some like wifey shit. And it's not even like we think we gonna be with her because I'm good. It fucks up y'all chicks mentality because he got hoes acting like housewives. Like they think they gonna get taken serious. You know what I mean? It's like bench players talking like starters. I hate it. Hoes, y'all are in a separate bucket. This is what, like, we've been waiting for shit to go back to its original form. You hoes, all y'all supposed to get is a fucking wet rag and a fucking sore throat. Y'all are hoes. Nobody's supposed to wife y'all. Period. You feel me? Y'all enjoy hot girl summer and we'll enjoy getting our nut off. And then the girlfriends over here, oh, we love y'all. Low body count. Not outside. Know how to actually cook without us having food poisoning. Listen. Not ratchet. Could be great mothers. Nurturing. These other bitches over here. No, leave the hoes as the hoes. Trust me. I get upset every time I see a nigga wife a hoe. Like, bro, come on, bro. No, especially because, I mean, there's a lot of chicks that's hoes. Especially the hoe that nobody needed to wife to fuck. Because there's hoes that you need to wife. Right? Like, if you want to fuck her, you got to, like, fake wife her. I think that's what Meg is. You got to fake wife her just to get the pussy, but she a hoe still. You know what I mean? Like, but I hate when niggas wife the hoe that you don't gotta, like, put it like this. Blueface caught some top off GP. He ain't had to wife her. The baby was beating. Yo, the baby is 5'6". Meg Thee Stallion is 7 foot. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, that nigga beating her back and nigga, like, nobody had to wife her. Tori was fucking her and her friend. Nobody had to wife her to get the box. It's not like she on some like, nah, if you want to get this pussy, you got to wife me. No, she was just like, it's community pee. Street meat right there. You feel me? Don't start packaging the street meat on the plate like it's filet mignon. You fucking up the game. That's all I was saying, bro. All I was saying. Anyway, let's get back to this Boston Richey and Tati shit. So this idea that women love to say men are undercover gay, maybe the niggas y'all fuck with is undercover gay, but like, I don't know what y'all talking about. They said who are undercover are very abusive. Oh, okay. And I'm not sticking up for abusive niggas. Bruv, a nigga beating his bitch or being abusive, it's not an indicator of being gay. It's an indicator of lack of emotional intelligence and an abuser. That's just it. Like, you don't have to make it some gay shit. Because, put it like this. I hate when women they use a negative trait and be like, yeah, that's why I know he was undercover gay. So if y'all are telling me that abuse is a symptom of being gay, isn't that homophobic? Because you're basically saying gay niggas is abusive. Right? And y'all wouldn't say that. But I'm saying being abusive doesn't mean you're gay. It just means you're an abuser. But y'all are saying niggas are abusing chicks because they're gay. So y'all must think that gay niggas are abusers. Or they're more prone to be abusers. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. I don't know gay niggas like that. Anyway. He says, well, I guess they're saying DL dudes. Okay. Because they're suppressing the demons of denying that they like men. They use women that they're with as a cover-up. Men who are sexual, likes to have multiple women. Wait, what? Men who are very sexual, like to have Yo, women are a trip. Yo, if you like to fuck too many bitches, you're probably gay. What? Yo, women will say anything to try to shame you into what they want. Yo, you want to fuck a different bitch every day. You don't even like women. You're gay. Like, who's buying this shit? I want y'all to read this. Men who are very sexual and like to have multiple women, they use the women to wash away the fact of feeling they want a man. Yo, this is so stupid right here. So wait, because I want to fuck all the bitches in the world, that means I want men. Wait, what? Yo, chat. What? Okay. But that feeling never goes away. So they become very resentful. And they still crave a man. His G-spot is in his ass. And that feeling is better to him than pussy. So he will always take his anger out on a woman. So he can't pop out with a man like he wants to, because people will judge him. The Down Low Whisperer talks about this. There's a Down Low Whisperer. There are women right now with queer men that will never know. Sadly, they hide it so well, but it could be very dangerous if they find out. Yeah, I've heard some girls say some dumb shit like that. The mere fact that you can't stop fucking other bitches while with me is no way you like women. You're suppressing your gay tendencies. What? You got it. Then she likes another thing that says, who is doing the bending? Okay, I don't know what video this is. Okay. All right. Now, she then posted up this thing. She said, nigga, you gay. I told you don't speak on me knowing you had me cosplaying as a man in a bed. Must have thought I was joking this time. Keep my name out your fucking mouth or I'm going to drop the rest. Now, this shit's called the Piccolo Pegging Kit. Yo, Drill, blur all this fuckery out. Please, blur this out. The Piccolo Pegging Kit is crazy. Now, fucking you, sucking your nipples, playing with your ass, all type of shit, all type of weird shit, and you talking to me like blah, blah. Go have another hoe do it. So, it seems like she's saying she's eating his ass, she's fucking him with a strap on or whatever, and she's like, yo, I'm doing a lot. I'm fulfilling your earthly desires. If you should have some respect for me. If you don't, go let another girl do it. And then he says, I take care of you. It's a difference, and I'm not cap. He says, what I talk about on Instagram, okay, we can't see the rest. Now, she says, shaking my head, I was doing anything to please my man. So she took a picture of her buying this strap-on, and it came to $142. Now, the mere fact that she took a picture of this means that she was planning to expose it all along, okay? So she had to do the tap or whatever. And then she sends, never mind. She took the picture to send to him, and she put it in the little vanish mode thingy. And she said, I just got it. And he says, which number? Zelle. All right. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, the song is out. It's doing good. And again, Drill, blur all this out. She puts up another post. This time she blurs over her titties, and I think her face was blurred a little bit, but she made this post saying this. The song is still up, which also is a little bit concerning because it feels like she only wants to bring this to light because the song is up. Like, so if the song wasn't up, you would just not say nothing. That becomes a little bit manipulative a little bit, right? Remember, even Meg Thee Stallion said, I only went to the police because you said something in the media. Huh? Why not just make up your mind, go to the police or not? So she said the song is still up, so let me start with this thing. When you kidnapped me, butt naked in a truck full of men while I was bleeding on my cycle, I was freely bleeding the whole ride. And you took me from Orlando all the way to Alabama. I couldn't even call the police because your friends were patrolling me. And I was only able to take these photos quick because you fell asleep. Every gas station stop, you would hold me down because I'd try to bang on the windows and scream to get help. Posting the rest soon. 8-hour drive, naked in a car full of men. Here's a picture of supposedly them in the car. Now, some people did try to make some mention like, well, if you were trying to bang on the window and you had enough time to take the pictures and they were sleeping, why didn't you just call the cops? And so she says, I have a whole file of stuff too I've been saving. This might be him to her. He says, let's pop it. You go to the media, I'm gonna make a fake page and send them your videos. I got over 10. Okay. And she says, y'all call me dumb for responding to women who dealt with him while I was with him. Listen, I'm grown. Everyone needs justice. Enough is enough. People saying, why only say this now? She says, I was too scared to out him to anybody. Someone said, I'm telling y'all, he's sending everyone videos around to one another. I went through his phone and seen it, y'all. I feel bad for all you ladies. Oh, I guess this is another girl saying these things. But she's posting it. She asked another girl, he sent you my videos too? And the person says, on some me and her want you. Whole time, it was probably just him. She says, I never wanted no bitch. That's sick. So I guess Boston Richey would send videos of him fucking, his girl and saying, yo, I want you to join. He says, I remember seeing your face in his phone too. So how many videos did he send you of me? It says, when I was off work, I'll check my iPad, but I think it was like 5 videos, 3 pictures. She says, y'all don't see nothing wrong sending out tapes to someone who you was with for years to get cool points. Can someone help him, please? Real help. This isn't okay. The person says, shaking my head. He sent me messages, the blog page, but to expose him, not you. What? How many? Was a video or you on FaceTime? Okay. What we do in the video? And he sends me everything in vanish mode. It was an oral video. So a video of her giving head. He says, I know he does it to all girls. So wow, a video of me giving head, great. Says over 50 women getting exposed against their will. I pray you all get justice. Nobody deserves to be getting exposed without consent. What he's doing is beyond a fetish. It's sickness. God bless him. All right. Now, this is some other women testimony. When I first met him, I was 16 as well. I'm 20. In the beginning, I was just really excited to get attention from a rapper, but he's literally the rudest person I ever met. I would go to Orlando when he would be at an Airbnb to link with him, and he even pulled up on me with Vert one time in my city, and we had sexual encounters while I was still underage. Before he went to jail this last recent time, we linked. Really made me see him for the weird-ass nigga he is. Me and one of my friends went to Orlando to Airbnb with him, and a few of his friends. Vert was there, a stud girl, and a few other guys. Me and him had sex, which while doing it, he introduced me to eating his ass, which was weird to me. But since it was him, I just went along with it. After me and him were finished, he took me into the theater room upstairs where my friend was waiting for me. He had one of the guys bring us our phones back. They were taken at the door and proceeded to ask to leave us alone. In the next room, our phone was dying, and I kept texting him, asking where he was. And before my phone died, he texted back saying something about his girl pulling up to the house. You guys were dating at the time, so I thought you were there. I didn't want him to get caught or anything. I asked him, should me and my friend leave? And he told us, no, just stay put. So we did. We were left and forgotten in that room upstairs for 9 hours. No phones, no water, no food. Nobody checked on us, nothing. My friend left the room and went to a room next to the theater. Got a charger to charge our phone. House was quiet, so we thought everyone left. I kept texting him, and he was cussing me out, saying I made him miss his flight to Miami. I'm guessing I was confused. He told me to stay. I didn't even have a way to leave the Airbnb because Vert picked us up from the front entrance because of the security gate. He also sent me videos of him engaging in sexual acts with other women. Okay. All right. She said, speak on me again. I'm dropping on the DV receipts. Keep my name out your mouth. Matter of fact, you still got till tomorrow to delete the disc or I'm posting the other shit. Wow. Well, okay. Then supposedly she goes and does an interview last night. Where's the interview page? All right, I got it here. So listen to this stuff, chat.
Didn't like the fact that I said I was leaving him.
So Tati, let me ask you this. Would you say that you were in love with him?
Of course I was. That was my first love.
And I think that I'm gonna be 1,000% real with you. Outside of the social media shit, just 1,000% real with you. I'm gonna say the same thing that I said earlier when I was on live. That's not love. It could never be love. If an individual is willing to harm you in the most slightest way, I don't even give a fuck if it's a pinch. It's not love.
Yes, I know.
That man had you in a car.
I didn't know it then, though.
And Tati, because I know a lot of people, I've witnessed this a billion times doing this job. People will go right back. Don't.
Yeah, people
don't.
I want to clear this up too. Because a lot of people always ask, why did you stay? Why didn't you leave? When you have somebody, when you're with somebody and you're being threatened to either be killed or being threatened that they're going to kill themselves, it's not easy to leave. A person who knows where you lay your head at, where your family lays their head at, it's not easy to leave. It's always going to be hard leaving.
She has an accent. Does anyone know? Is she from an island or something? She has slightly an accent. Like a Caribbean accent. I don't know.
And that's true. I could definitely say that's true. And if he's willing to hurt you like that, just imagine what else he's willing to do.
Correct.
Okay, so bypass the situation when you drove and you made it to Alabama. How did things look legally once you dismissed yourself from him while leaving Alabama? How did things led to legally?
I flew from Alabama to Miami. I went to the police station, did the report, spoke to the police, and they said they're able to do the report for me just so we have it, so they know a report was done, but they couldn't really do anything legally because it didn't happen in Miami, which is where I stay.
So basically it was just thrown out.
Yeah. But every single incident, I made sure to do a report. Whether it was out of town, in town, I always did a report.
Okay.
Always.
All right, so that's had it done. So we got that part situated. Did you press charges on him?
Yes, I did press charges on him for sure.
Okay.
Never dropped charges either.
Okay, that's understood. So now we got that whole situation out. Do you think that there's anything else that you might want to inform us on, especially with the drive to Alabama, that anything that we should know if he do proceed to probably go on social media, do another diss or anything like that?
I was basically just held against my will. Imagine finding out your partner sleeps with your best friend and then you can't even escape and just leave and not even catch a breath, you know?
Yeah.
I had to just sit there and sit in an 8-hour fucking drive, no clothes on, just sit there and just think.
Horrible situation. Horrible situation. I would have pressed charges on everybody that was in that car, by the way.
Right.
So let's bypass that. We all know that situation. A lot of people really want to know about the foreplay. I don't know if you're comfortable about talking about it, but my first question is, how old were you when the whole foreplay even came about?
17.
And how old were you when you were sent to the store to go purchase those items allegedly for the foreplay?
The photo I posted was not long ago. That was last year, but I've been sent to the store at 17 years old. So I've been getting those items.
What would you say the first item was that you went to go purchase when
The
you were
same one I
17?
posted, but it's just a different, it's kind of the same thing I posted, just a different kind.
So what was your thoughts when you were introduced to...
Didn't like the
Seen somebody type this, yo, can you peg me? Do you love me? Yo, this is, they done remix a nigga's song and
18th
put pegging in
birthday,
it.
and I found out he slept with my best friend of 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
And a friend of her had told me. And then I confronted him about it. I confronted her about it. She admitted it. She said she was drunk. She walked in the room. They slept with each other on my birthday right before I got to the hotel.
On your birthday?
On my birthday, my 18th birthday, yes. And
So, okay, I'm listening. Go ahead.
hold on, I'm trying not to get emotional.
Don't get emotional. Stay strong. Because you are much so strong. But I'm glad that you are sharing this because there are people that went through probably worse. But just know that when you're going through shit like this, it's only to make you so much stronger than what you are currently. The fact that you are able to get up on here to share your story with almost 20 fucking thousand people makes you even way more stronger. And that's just me being so dead ass.
Right.
Take your time. That shit not cool. On her birthday, and then you held her hostage in the car. Nah.
Yeah. So, boom, I found out. I ended up finding out a few days after, but day of my birthday, I wasn't aware. I was drunk, right? So I stopped by my aunt's house to throw up and stuff, and he basically took her back to our hotel room. They did that. I didn't know. I bought them breakfast and all when I got to the room. I was unaware. He put her in the room with his homeboy, so it was kind of like to throw me off. And then she was with us basically every day after that, and 18th birthday, and I found out he...
Okay. All right. So I guess you guys could kind of see what's been going on with this type of situation. This has been a messy, messy situation. The most important part of all of this, and I hope I feel like she's brought up a lot of things that he's done wrong, but the main thing would be if he pursued you when he was 10 years older than you, you're 16, and he pursued you then, and y'all been having sex since then. That's actually a crime, and that's very nasty. And that's the thing that I care about. Is he gay? Could be. I don't know. I'm not going to defend somebody else's sexuality, but I'm hoping that all of this, if she keeps saying justice, we're seeing David now get charged for having lewd acts with a minor. So these things could be still, he could still be charged with these things if that's the justice she wants, if it's true. But if she's just trying to get some petty points of, I'm gonna ruin your career. I will say this though, the most people who support Boston Richey is women. And they're still gonna support him. He's just gonna get another girl. He better be off age this time. And he's gonna trick on her. They're gonna support any dude who tricks. So as long as he'll replace you, get another girl, spend all his money on her, and people are gonna eventually forget about this. So I don't think this idea of trying to cancel him is gonna work. So if she's talking about justice, if it's not with the police department, I don't know what she's talking about, honestly. So anyway, let's move on. Right.